It's been 5 years since that seditious attack on the U.S. Capitol in January 6th, 2021. And I needed to address this today, given the anniversary 5 years later. Um, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the some of the people that were hurt by it. And let's mention the first person that really died violently there, Ashley Babbitt. We have to recognize that she died because of Trump. She died because she was inspired by the lies of Donald J. Trump, the lying king. She went there believing the lies that the election was rigged. She was also reportedly a QAnon conspiracy theorist, believing conspiracies from the QAnon madness. And people know that went nowhere to this day. All about Democrat pedophile rings and devil worshippers and all that madness. She was buying into that stuff. So you know the state of mind. She may have been a veteran, an Air Force veteran, but she had gone down a dark path when she joined that riot into the Capitol and tried to break through the window when the officer said, stay back. And she did not listen. And just like when, some people that get shot by police officers around the country, and right-wingers say, well, they should have followed directions. They should have followed the law. She did not follow the law. So she got shot. And it was her own fault, but also the person to blame was squarely Donald Trump, who inspired not just her, but millions of people to believe his lies about a rigged election. That to this day, he has not proved it was a rigged election. And we have to talk about Brian Sitnick, the police officer who was attacked violently by rioters, and she was even pepper sprayed. And the trauma of the situation got to him so much, he got a stroke, I believe, the next day, and he passed away. He died out of that. Yes, he did not die at the Capitol, but he died the next day due to the circumstances that he went through. And there were other officers that were hurt. There were rioters also who died also of a heart attack or other circumstances. We can also blame those two on Trump, because many people like to say, but he said peacefully. He said peacefully once in the speech. And he said it in a very kind of dog whistle way. And he also, I believe, said peacefully once in a tweet. Once, compared to hundreds or thousands of words he spoke that were incendiary, provocative, making his followers angry and believing his lies about the election was stolen. We're not going to have a country anymore. We're going to fight like hell and trial by combat. All these words, even minions of Trump, they were at the rally. The followers of the MAGA cult, they were repeating his lies, like Alex Jones, or we have also Giuliani, his former lawyer. And we have all these people that to this day, still many believe it was a rigged election. And to this day has not proven it was a rigged election. Now, if you remember this, not last year, but 2024, when he went on the Joe Rogan podcast show. And I remember Rogan pushed him on the election claims, on the rigged election claims. And he told him at the time, I have all the proof, I have all the information, I'll bring it next time I come to your show. It's been over a year. It's been now in 2026. He's never gone back to his show. He's never come to his show to show him the proof he told Rogan he was going to bring to him. And now he has the power of the presidency. And he has not shown proof of the election being rigged in 2020. Nothing. I mean, this goes along the lines of other conspiracy theorists like Dinesh D'Souza, the guy who made the conspiracy theorist movie 2000 Mules, which was debunked. And the publisher or production company later apologized for releasing the film when it was debunked. We also have the pillow guy, Mike Lindell, who was campaigning on being a rigged election for what, 4 years, and doing conferences trying to show proof, and people would be like, what is this? This is nothing. This is just nothing. Just blah blah blah, and no real solid evidence. And to this day, that and something that goes around online, there's a meme that goes around online that I remember it. It goes something along the lines that it says something like, I cannot believe January 6th was not a deal breaker for all Americans. And it's in reference to Trump being elected again. And people elected him again. And this is crazy, despite the fact that he never showed proof of any of his claims. And people seem to forget. Even Senator McConnell, the Senate leader at the time, he told Trump after the attack that, and they had the, the impeachment. Remember this? He said this on the floor: I hold Trump morally and practically responsible for this attack. He said it. And you know the reason why he was not convicted on that impeachment? It was not because there was no proof. You know what was the reason the senators did not convict him, even though he almost got convicted? I think he was short for like 4 votes maybe, to make the 60 votes. It was because, they said because he was no longer a president at the time he was being processed. He had left office on January 20th. Biden was president. So that was the argument of many senators, GOP senators. Oh, he's no longer president, so we should this impeachment doesn't apply to him anymore. He's no longer president, and that's why they dismissed him, not because there were no charges of proof or evidence of him having made this happen. Even Jack Smith, the special prosecutor, last month in December, he went to Capitol Hill, I believe it was, in Congress, had a hearing, and he said he would have been convicted for interfering with elections and all the charges that he had set up to get him processed with. He said it would have been a conviction. He only got off because he became president. That's it. But if he had not won, he would have been convicted. He would have been likely, might have gone to jail. So this is something people don't realize, but they need to keep the mindset, yes. And you can review all the evidence. As a matter of fact, the cases, the court cases, remember how Fox News was fined, or they settled to pay nearly $1 billion, about $800 million, to settle the case about the rigged election claims they talked about on the show with all the TV hosts like Pete Hegseth, who's now the Secretary of the Department of War. And this guy is there now. This guy was pushing those lies then. And Tucker Carlson, who seems to have made a change of heart now that he's no longer with Fox, but back then he was pushing the lies, along with Laura Ingraham and Hannity, all of them. And the other right-wing channels got in trouble as well. What was the other one? Newsmax. Or what is the AON, I think it's called, America OAN, I can't remember the spelling of that one. And we have to remember the people that he pardoned after he became president the second time. He pardoned all the rioters, even the violent ones, the attacked police officers. Even though J.D. Vance, the VP, said, oh, no, he's not going to forgive the ones that were violent. He's going to forgive the ones that just trespassed into the building, maybe broke windows, but the ones that were violent against police officers, no, they're not going to forgive those. They're not going to pardon those. And he pardoned virtually all of them, or commuted their sentences, and they're free. And many of those people that are free, many of them have committed crimes again in other places, and they're in trouble again because of their nature, their character. So you got to keep that in mind as well. Like, and then we also have the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, the Three Percenters, all those guys that were he pardoned all of them who conspired to overthrow the election of the 2020 and that stop the certification, the lawful constitutional certification of Joe Biden as president. And I'm not crazy about Joe Biden, but he won. That's it. And something that people have to keep in mind is, if you still think to this day that it's true because the documentary 2000 Mules from Dinesh D'Souza, that was debunked already, and you can Google it yourself or search online. Even the production company or the publishing company that distributed the film, the company apologized for distributing the film after it was debunked. You can find this information yourself online. Also, you have, for example, My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell, who was also pushing the rigged election lies for years. Even after Biden was in office, he kept going at it for a year, 2 years, 2022, 2023, having these forums and having these events where he was going to show proof of the rigged election. And he never showed anything, just like Dinesh D'Souza film. Nothing. It's just manipulation and trying to trick people with lies and misinformation and twisting of facts and data. But you can find all that yourself. As a matter of fact, if you want to review every court case that Trump filed to stop the election of Joe Biden, to prove that he was trying to show that it was rigged or in different states, you can find those documents. And I'm going to put a link down below in the video so you can find those cases and you can research them yourself. And you can see yourself that it's all lies. It was all out of his mouth, but he never said anything in court of that nature. He never proved it. Even when he was in trial, remember when going on trial for in New York for this or for that, and he would be in court quiet, and then he would talk when he was outside the court, because he could not do that inside the court because he's lying. So he would make a press conference outside the court to push out lies and insult judges. And I'm surprised to this day why the judges were so nice to him, because when people act like that in court, it doesn't go well for them. And just to give you the information, one of the websites is Campaign Legal Center. The other one is American Bar Association. And again, I'm going to send those links down below so you can find and research the cases yourself. I just wanted to address this because I feel it's necessary on the 5th anniversary. So many people to this day are still believing his lies, that it was a rigged election. And people are still supporting 100%, and you don't realize what's going on right now. He's lying and continuing what he started back then, leading by lying, pretty much, and deceiving people and getting people angry, and just everything he's saying today. He said criminal aliens that kill Americans, gang members, and now they're deporting the lady that cleans houses, or the guy that cuts yards. He's not attacking anybody. Yeah, he's lived here illegally, but that's not a crime that he put gang members and out of prisons and mental institutions. Lies. And Trumpers ignore it. The other one is the anti-war president. I'm not going to attack war. He say, you can find these videos. We need to worry about America first. Don't worry about other countries, about changing their governments or trying to push our way on them. Let's worry about us. And now he's doing the opposite. He's trying to invade countries, and he just did in Venezuela, and it's trying to go to other countries, going war president here. Not the anti-war that everybody, but the hard Trumpers don't care. The MAGA cult, they don't care. Whatever he says, it's fine by them. We go with that. You want to go to war? Let's support you. Oh, you want to be peaceful? Oh, let's go with that. Like bootlickers, slaves. But that's what I gotta say. It's just a little disconcerting seeing where this place is going, with people so blindly encouraging him and enabling him, like the Supreme Court with the MAGA judges or the MAGA Congress with the MAGA congressmen and senators, this is not going to end well if there's not a stop to it. Hasta la vista, baby.